Welcome to the Interastral Peace broadcast. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome to a new episode of Interastral Peace broadcast. We are here to bring you the latest news from across the galaxy.
The IPC and the Xianzhou Alliance have renewed their trade agreement, bringing great economic benefits to both parties.
Ugh. All right.
Archaeologists of the Intelligentsia Guild, Alan Jones, personally
What's this?
oversaw the
From Lucha. Cool.
of the ancient tomb of Emperor.
What are you worried about? Ah, great. What are you doing here?
Oh, back so soon?
I think I already asked these questions. Never mind. What are you doing here?
How quaint. A space so meticulously curated just for my refined tastes. I suppose it might do for moments of reflection. Perhaps the best part is that even with so many present, there's a delightful scarcity of simpletons.
Who are you insulting?
That was a compliment. As a nameless who's always on the road, constantly meeting with various characters, don't these encounters become wearisome? It's no small feat. The average person is easily swayed by their environment, after all. Go ahead and try. With this mask on, I intend to keep the world at bay.
Alright, bitch. Let's go do our daily. Damn, nothing.
Firefly Type 4, activate!
Hey, by the way, it gives me a better, there you go. Jesus Christ. I'll say, it's supposed to give me an increased chance to find the one I need
Firefly Type 4, activate!
for what I pick, and, it doesn't seem like it's doing that. Not one bit. It really doesn't seem like it's doing that. Jesus Christ.
Firefly Type 4, activate!
Danger ahead. Ready yourself.
Need I teach someone a test?
Destiny isn't chosen.
Really? I didn't hit like the 80?
Manifest.
Stand in position.
Dude. Oh my god. Game sucks.
Yeah.
Type 4. Activate. Firefly Type 4. Activate.
I already have all the fucking things, okay. I need to write down what the fuck I don't need to fucking do.
Danger ahead.
Make a
Ready
wish.
yourself.
Firefly Type 4. Activate.
That guy almost died.
Need I teach someone a lesson? Answer me. 0 points.
What do you want?
Ill fate descend.
Bitch.
Every victory is hard won.
Daily complete. Get Star Rail Pass. All right. Do this. We're gonna talk to the eye.
Let me stay here a little longer in this body.
What's going on, Edward?
Trailblazers from the Astral Express. Welcome to the Dreamscape Sandstorm.
It's usually how you welcome customers.
Oh, please excuse me. I struggle to think of an appropriate way of addressing such esteemed guests as yourself. You must be here to experience those dream bubbles. I've already made the necessary preparations. Be careful. We did pass the safety inspection stipulated by 27 Ferris and Article 076.
Edward, why are you so quiet?
However, this dreamscape will feature unfiltered and unpolished fresh panorama. You will make for a very vivid experience. Veteran gamers call this type of dream a thrill dream. I don't know if you're into that kind of thing. If you feel any discomfort, please leave the dreamscape immediately and seek professional medical help. Luckily, I just so happen to be an excellent doctor, albeit a psychiatric one. Let us begin. Please, close your eyes and rest your forehead on the dream bubble.
Touches the bubble.
Oh yes, I nearly forgot. That elegant girl mentioned something before she left.
The nature of this memory is special. Don't ruin the dreamscape experience for anyone else by spoiling the ending.
The fuck is this? Alright. Black Swan is in your team. But the Black Swan they give me is probably better.
In my estimation, there is no question about it. This is murder.
Murder. Such a foreign word to us. The people of Penacony could never come to any harm while under the watchful protection of the family.
Well, they just did.
In a dream, even if you're bashed 1,000 times with a hammer. At worst, you'll still wake up in reality in a hotel.
Not necessarily. Even if the result does not constitute harm, the criminal intent is clear enough. You specifically came here to cordon off the scene because of the unsavory nature of this case, right?
You're not wrong. Even if there are no casualties, being smashed over the head with a hammer in the middle of the street for no reason at all? This is not the kind of thing that happens on Penacony. You are guests of the Oak family, so you may investigate the crime scene. I'll be on standby over here.
Are you a witch? Just how did you manage to convince them in the blink of an eye that we're some kind of detectives?
Offer no explanation.
Just some suggestions at the memory level. If something happens in everybody's memory, then that something becomes a fact. Rather than hearing endless explanations, would you like to experience it for yourself?
No! Hey, you can save that for the enemy.
Then on to the next order of business. Let's discuss your companion, shall we?
Memo Keeper of the Garden of Recollection. I've been watching you for quite some time.
Ask.
You stole a glance at me when you first entered the hotel. You followed me wherever I went inside the dreamscape. In the windows along the commercial street. In the pond water reflections of the Ideen Park. Even in the reflections of the wine glass. Everywhere, my dear. Do you have a crush on me? Well then, seeing as you're so interested in me, let's play a little game. I left a puzzle for you near OT Mall. Solve it and prove that you're capable of pleasing me. If you can solve it, then we can talk.
Okay.
Don't keep me waiting, my dear. Before Penacony gets flipped upside down, try to find me. Catch me.
There's
Shut the
actually
hell
more
up.
than one memo keeper who's come to Penacony. She's mixed me up with someone else. But no harm, no foul. The address that the mask gave you is right here. But you never would have thought that when Miss Sparkle mentioned a game, she was talking about wanton slaughter on the streets of Penacony. Such a direct act of provocation is enough to get my competitive side worked up too.
Madam, forgive me. I had no idea about anything she said. As you saw, I went through a brain scan and everything. I'm just a friend, helping her deliver a letter. That's all. I never knew this was actually a declaration of warfare. They say you shouldn't kill the messenger. So, maybe you can just, let me go. You all are the big shots here. I'm really not on your level.
X.
What a frightened look you have. Don't worry. Since this has nothing to do with you, I won't be suspecting you of anything. Why don't you come take a stroll with me?
Stretch! Yeah, okay.
Oh, seems like I can't escape being an assistant detective. Oh, fine. It's all fine. No big deal.
Who the fuck are these dudes?
Huh.
Monkey.
If there's anything you'd like to know, please ask away.
Regarding the
Who
victim.
was the victim?
An IPC employee named Shamari. Eyewitnesses reported that a tall, strong man wearing a large robe with long sleeves walked right past Shamari and suddenly assaulted him with a hammer.
Sounds hype.
Shamari collapsed on the spot and woke up from the dream. The murderer vanished in a flash.
Ooh, that sounds just like Sparkle. Her best asset is transforming her appearance to look like someone else.
Like you? Regarding the evidence of the crime.
Any leads yet?
This is a developing case, so there aren't many clues yet. All we have to go by are the weapon used by the assailant and the victim's ID. They didn't even take the weapon with them. Sounds like they're trying to provoke us.
Where's Mr. Shamari right now?
I'm afraid you can't. The Oaks came forward and calmed him down. Mr. Shamari expressed that he understands the unpredictable nature of dreams, and went on to vacation in another dreamscape. Best not to bother him. Guest experiences always have to come first.
Oh, I'm afraid by the time we find him, half of Penacony will have been sent back to reality by Sparkle.
Looks like we'll have to play this little game of sparkles then.
Okay. Talks to TV.
Lady Black Swan, you're here! I'm the constable, and this here assisting me is the bailiff for this case.
Mr. Cold Feet, why'd you do it?
So they can talk after all. Miss Black Swan, they're heading straight for you.
Don't interrupt, I wasn't talking to you. Ahem. I understand Lady Black Swan has quite the intellect. I'm sure you'll be able to get to the bottom of the Sparkle murder case.
The Sparkle murder case? Wasn't the victim Shamari from the IPC?
You're wrong, Lady Black Swan. The victim is evidently none other than the matriarch of the Goldhammer family, Miss Sparkle Goldhammer.
Oh, I guess Miss Sparkle
What is
has
this
written herself
bullshit?
into the skit here, and this has nothing to do with the actual case. Goldhammer? Is that her real surname?
Never heard of it. Sounds made up. Sparkle doesn't sound like a real name either.
It's not. She's an office worker.
To receive 3 valiant warriors at the Goldhammer residence today, but upon their arrival, all they found was her body. Miss Sparkle had been smashed over the head by a hammer and died on the spot.
Go to Reddit, honestly. Fuck that bitch.
My investigations discovered that the 3 warriors were supposed to escort supplies back to their territory the day before, but they were unexpectedly ambushed by the Annihilation Gang. They narrowly escaped and barely got away with their lives, finding their supplies.
I wish they didn't escape, dude.
So they all shared a motive for killing.
Would have made for a better
to
story.
escape punishment.
So the 3 of them teamed up to kill her.
Is the case closed?
No, there can only be one murderer. It's not an unsolved mystery if there are 3 murderers. Hang on, wait.
If you can't justify it, don't bother.
True.
Those 3 were all vying against each other to be number 2. They couldn't have cooperated on anything. So it must have been one of them acting alone.
That actually doesn't make much sense. Even if they were on bad terms, those 3...
Please begin your investigation, Lady Black Swan. There are lots of clues at the crime scene that are sure to help you apprehend the real culprit.
I've got the case.
I highly doubt that.
If you want to learn more about the suspects, talk to me.
I fucking hate this. Wait, so this whole thing's a crime scene? Doesn't even look like much of a crime happened. Look like someone left a hammer and that's it.
Lady Black Swan, allow me to introduce the 3 suspects to you. Lefton, Zhongshan, and Wright. Lefton is one of Miss Sparkle's chief lieutenants, whose right hand was unfortunately severed while he was valiantly fighting off the Annihilation Gang. He's now learning how to write and hold a fork with his left hand. How tough that must be.
Left-handed people don't exist. It's all fake
there's
news.
Zhongshan. This guy's a coward who ran away as soon as a group spotted some bandits along the road. He ended up smashing into the side of a cliff and getting his face disfigured. It's a real shame, as he used to be one of the rare handsome men left around town. Last of all comes Wright. This guy was so insatiably greedy that he still came back to try and embezzle the rest of the supplies after they narrowly escaped with their lives, lying about how the gang had taken off with everything. Lefton and Zhongshan were so incensed that they broke his legs.
So we have one who lost his arm, one who broke his face, and one who broke his leg.
Hang on, I'm confused here. Left on? Right? Is this some kind of joke?
What? Where did you get that idea from? Do you need me to go over it all again?
Yeah, left on lost his fucking hand, dog.
That won't be necessary. I've memorized every detail.
No wonder you're a memo keep.
Cool.
Look, an ID card. Talent Motivation Department, Shamari. Is this the victims?
Mr. Shamari's belongings should have disappeared alongside him as he woke from the dreamscape. The fact that this ID is here means Miss Sparkle placed it here on purpose to prove that she definitely attacked someone.
Okay.
Holy moly! This hammer is super heavy. This must be the murder weapon for the Sparkle murder case.
Looks like a hammer Harley Quinn would use.
Miss Sparkle also used it to attack Mr. Shamari.
I'm barely able to lift this using both hands. I have no idea how Sparkle could ever use this to hit a target.
Heavy hammer.
Is that all the evidence? How are we meant to solve this with so little to go on? Oh, you scared me! When did you pop out?
2 seconds ago.
The two pieces of evidence that you found are related to the attack on Shamari. Miss Sparkle didn't leave them lying around for no reason. They're clues to the puzzle. But there are still some other clues that were placed in other areas, so they won't spoil the crime scene.
Isn't that a bit unnecessary?
No. It's disruptive to have a stack of irrelevant things crowding a crime scene. Miss Sparkle is a law-abiding citizen who'd never bring extra trouble to the family.
Uh-huh. Bye.
Seems quite nice of her, if you ask me.
Looks like Miss Sparkle is adding a little spice to the investigation. Let's take her up on her offer then. Mr. Assistant Detective, this way.
Oh. It's morphin' time. Button.
What's this little device here for?
Look like a
Could you
fucking
please let
Joker
me know?
button, dude.
It looks like a little button.
Did they model Sparkle off of like Harley Quinn or some shit? That's what it feels like.
Don't push it, Lady Black Swan. Whatever you do, don't push it. That's the mutually assured destruction button that Miss Sparkle installed. Once pushed, Miss Sparkle and the entirety of Penacony will instantaneously go up in smoke.
I'm pushing the button.
Miss Sparkle also has her own button. The second she pushes hit, you and the entirety of Penacony will instantaneously go up in smoke.
That sounds like both buttons can do the exact same thing.
Correct. Exactly the same.
I push the button.
Oh,
Aren't you going to ask me why?
okay. Why?
Because she is fair.
Each boat has detonated to the other boat. If no one dies by 12, I blow you all up. You know?
This is nuts.
This could not be more like fucking Batman-esque, dude. Very heavily Batman-inspired. Can't smack that bitch. Returns to normal. Smack! It's morphin' time, baby. Can I saw this as a little person? I can. I don't know why I thought that went there. Just Pom Pom? Just Pom Pom. It looks like it anyway. Actually, never mind. It looks like a fucking... Looks like a rabbit who just got his fucking dick sucked. Greatest sloppy toppy ever.
A plush toy?
Regardless of why it's designed to look like the conductor aboard the Astral Express, this doll, is it connected to the case?
Have you ever heard of something called a red herring in detective stories? It's a fake clue that leads you down the wrong path.
Thank you for explaining that.
I see. But when it's so obvious, doesn't that defeat the purpose?
That's just in case you didn't realize the ingenuity of Miss Sparkle and were worried about her throwing out a random, useless clue.
I see. Thank you for your keen insight. Then, let's pretend we were misled by a red herring. This doll, could it be connected to the case?
You don't have to play along that hard, you know.
Please don't play along that hard. It doesn't even look like fucking Pom, dude. Throws a vase on your head. Kills you. Proceeds to hit the gritty on your corpse.
This notice seems like a hint for us from Miss Sparkle.
Red criminals from hurting our great and lovely Miss Sparkle, the Golden Hammer resident shall abide by the following regulations from today onwards. All retainers and visitors must enter and exit the Golden Hammer residence using the facial recognition system. Those who cannot pass through a facial recognition system will be killed on the spot. That's hype.
That sounded like a story from ancient times. And why did the facial recognition system suddenly go out?
This is so her style, isn't it? Doesn't look like there are any more clues. Let's head back to the crime scene.
Next, should we pin down the identity of the perpetrator? This evidence, I've been staring at it all day, but there's nothing that can identify the perp. Lefton, that guy lost his hand. Remember Zhongshan's face was disfigured after the incident at the cliff? Right? I remember this one best. Right has a broken leg.
Why don't we flip the question and start by asking who couldn't be the murderer? After all, there are only 3 suspects, so elimination could be a valid method.
If you put it like that, then do you already have someone in mind? Tell me, come on.
All right.
So, who exactly is the murderer? Remember Zhongshan's face was disfigured after the incident at the cliff? Right.
That was the first piece of evidence I got, which was not this one. The giant hammer is attack. It seems like a custom made specifically for her. Extremely heavy, and even Sampo can't lift it with one hand. What a Hercules woman. Copy of the record front. Be this one then, right?
Poor guy. He was seriously injured and was all wrapped up in bandages to keep his good looks safe. If that's the case, then he couldn't have made it through the Goldhammer Residence's facial recognition system. That would suggest that Zhongshan is not the murderer.
That's on.
Who exactly is the murderer?
This is the guy who fucked his hand up, right?
Lefton? That guy lost his hand.
So he couldn't even hold the fucking hammer then. Right? Any belongs to a strong worker or talent most apartment. Apparently someone has even installed it onto their forehead, ensuring that they can show off people wherever they go. Sparkle left at the crime scene to prove the assault person really did it. Probably the hammer one, right?
Based on the bailiff's statement, Lefton's dominant hand was seriously injured to the point where he had to learn how to live using only his left hand. Swinging that giant sledgehammer to murder someone, that must be hard for him. Probably impossible. Lefton's suspicion level can be downgraded.
By process of elimination, it seems that only Wright could be the murderer. That was easy. Let's tell the constable our answer and see what he thinks.
How about we interrogate Wright first? Or not?
Please begin your investigation, Lady Black Swan. There are lots of clues at the crime scene that are sure to help you apprehend the real culprit.
You know, if we got the ID, why don't we just like scan the ID to see who really did it? If the ID was left by the...
Is right.
You have answered correctly. As expected, you didn't disappoint, Lady Black Swan. Game rules stipulate I must tell you where the next puzzle is.
Huh? The next puzzle? I didn't sign up for this.
Looks like the key to winning lies not in the puzzle itself, but in the motives behind Miss Sparkle's strange behavior.
I have to remind you that Sparkle is a masked fool? Do you plan on finding logic in the mind of a masked fool?
Yep.
That's exactly what I plan on doing. Even if it's just subjective, there must be an overall principle behind the behavior. Memories cannot lie, and hers may just understand more about her than she does herself. Right now, let's follow her train of thought and head to the next puzzle. I hope this time we can get ahead of the Bloodhound family. I want to try and avoid using my Memo Keeper powers.
Whatever you say, shit lips.
So why are you so focused on Sparkle's challenge? Or should I ask, are you more focused on Sparkle herself?
I told you, it's purely out of a spirit of competitiveness. And as a Memo Keeper, I also have to fulfill my responsibilities and harvest some interesting memories.
Harvest? That's not the only thing she harvests.
Whoa, this place is a complete mess. And those two weirdos are probably here too.
Yup.
There's...
Oh, Detective Black Swan and Detective Sampo! You finally made it!
We don't know what we'd do without your help.
Why are you talking like that? Is this some sort of artistic performance that young people are into these days?
Is there something wrong with the way we are talking? Deputy Sheriff, am I talking in a strange way?
Oh, of course not, Sheriff. The way you talk is no stranger than the cat that climbs the apple tree in my grandma's backyard.
The fuck are they saying?
Skit this time is a modernist one.
Let's discuss this difficult case then. The victim is a galactic business magnate named Sparkle.
Her again? Sparkle really is obsessed with scripting her own death.
X.
Oh, for the laughter.
This music sounds like something from Battle Block Theater.
I swear I'm gonna kick you in the butt. Miss Sparkle came to the fashion.
Oh, you can't say the word ass? Let's get rid of T.
She didn't come back out. After a long time, the shopkeeper went in to see what was going on, but instead discovered Miss Sparkle's body. She had been strangled to death.
Good. Honestly, keep fucking strangling her, dog.
3 suspects on the scene.
Put on auto.
A Pepeshi shopkeeper named Wright, a Foxian gambler named Zhongshan, and a wealthy Intellitron trader called Lefton.
Our old
Lefton.
friends.
It's not just to aid your memory. We've added more descriptions to help tell them apart.
Miss Sparkle is so gracious.
Isn't she?
Based on surveillance footage,
The most
witness
gracious.
testimony, and various pieces of evidence, the killer is ultimately among these 3, and they were not working in cahoots.
You're too lazy to be a suspect, right?
Oh, for the laughter! If I talk any more with you, it'll make my pure soul filthy!
Detective Black Swan, the dossiers are over here. You can learn more about the suspects from me. I trust you'll be able to cut through the hogwash and find out who Miss Sparkle's killer is.
Okay.
Let me introduce the identities of these suspects to you. It's very straightforward.
I don't believe it is, but
First
sure.
of all is the shopkeeper, Wright. He's one of the Pepeshi people and only stands as tall as Sparkle's waist, which is often a source of teasing for him. He can get pretty salty about it. Next up, you have the merchant Lefton. He wants to join up with the Penacony Trading Guild and is in direct competition with Miss Sparkle. That could be a motive for killing her. Finally, there is the gambler Zhongshan. He lost a bet to Miss Sparkle, and he had to hand over his family heirloom. It's possible he harbored a grudge against her. That's all the information we have. Do you need me to repeat it?
Yeah, repeat it. Actually, I was paying attention. Sorry.
To interrupt your dreamscape experience, Sir Trailblazer. That segment doesn't seem to be in this dream bubble. But don't worry. I'll replay the records for you.
Thank you, Edward.
First of all is the shopkeeper, Wright. He's one of the Pepeshi people and only stands as tall as Sparkle's waist, which is often a source of teasing for him. He can get pretty salty about it. Next up, you have the merchant Lefton. He wants to join up with the Penacony Trading Guild and is in direct competition with Miss Sparkle. That could be a motive for killing her. Finally, there is the gambler Zhongshan. He lost a bet to Miss Sparkle, and he had to hand over his family heirloom. It's possible he harbored a grudge against her.
Okay.
And there's the tie.
That skit before said that the deceased was strangled. Is this tie some kind of joke murder weapon?
Hey, you can string on someone with a
The
tie.
tag on the tie reads, "Only for Imperial Master Lefton." Seems like it's one of Miss Sparkle's personal belongings.
Damn.
That's not how you use the word imperial.
There's an accounting book lying on the ground. It must have been specially placed there by Sparkle.
On the title page is written Chen Katong. Is that someone's name? A code name. Oh, I think it's the name of the owner of this book.
This Jan Katong person should
Jan
be Sparkle's
Katong.
targeted victim this time around.
Okay. Time to do this one. I don't think I've actually ever done this one yet.
So, it's just like the first case then. Only 2 pieces of evidence. The rest hidden inside her memories again, right?
Miss Sparkle doesn't want to distract your investigation.
She doesn't want to distract our investigation? What a law-abiding citizen this Sparkle is.
Isn't it?
Why doesn't she surrender then?
Facts. Alright. It's morphin' time. Whoop. Hey, I can't go upstairs in this form. Oh, here we go.
A little stool that seems quite normal. There are 2 small footprints drawn on it in crayon.
The footprints, which are half as big as standard, must belong to a Pepeshi person.
Perhaps it's just that this person's drawing skills are extraordinary.
Okay. We obtain a chair. Cool, I guess. Broken clock. Where would that take me? Oh, let's find out. Boop. Escape velocity reached. Nice achievement.
What's that smell?
Fish.
Why is there a smoked red herring there?
Mr. Sampo, take a look. This is a wonderful smoked red herring.
Somebody save me from this cringe joke.
Even among the fools I know, Miss Sparkle's sense of humor stands out from the rest.
Have you dealt with many masked fools before?
No.
Cringe.
only a handful. After all, I prefer warm memories baked in sunshine. They're the ones that usually belong to kind people.
This clock is...
Open it up and take a look.
Whoop. And that fix the clock. That was fast. Oh, I did it.
So there's a ring inside. This is evidence too. Why was it planted inside another device?
Because this ring was found inside the victim's mouth. We want to reconstruct the scene of the crime.
In the victim's mouth.
Hey, there's something engraved inside the ring. Zhongshan family heirloom.
Sean.
That should be it. Let's head out.
I have to thank you, Mr. Assistant Detective, but the puzzle this time is pretty strange.
Have you found out who the killer is?
Just some shallow intuition. Anyway, let's report back to the sheriff for now.
It's Sampo. Hey, what's going on, Sheriff Fuck?
Oh, for the laughter! Didn't think I'd be seeing Detective Black Swan so soon. Was that? You found out who the killer is?
Pretty much.
You live up to your reputation, Detective Black Swan. As smart as the nest of magpies roosting in the roof of my Uncle Frank's garage.
Oh?
This guy is mixing up his birds here.
Then go ahead. Who is the killer, and what evidence do you have to prove the case?
Wait, these are just the 3 options I have?
In my opinion, there is no murderer for this case.
What do you mean by that?
The account book of a rich merchant, probably second only to important money.
This ring is a piece of evidence, right?
That's right. That's the one. Zhongshan stormed into the changing room to try and get his ring back, flustering the Sparkle, who swallowed it. Who would have guessed that the ring would get stuck in her throat? Zhongshan repaid evil with kindness and tried to borrow a tie to help Miss Sparkle squeeze out the ring. But sadly, she couldn't be saved.
Oh, it sounds like you already know who murdered.
A tragedy. If it weren't for your incisive detective work, the 3 suspects would all be facing grave injustice.
It sounds like it was more of an accident, if that's the case.
Is something wrong here? This is too easy. The first case wasn't hard, but this one...
Doesn't even sound like a murder case. It sounds like just something
As you
happened.
can imagine, the conclusions that the evidence points to are not mutually exclusive. Which means, this is probably another prank from Miss Sparkle. Mr. Assistant Detective, please feel free to point out a suspect as the murderer.
Ah, I see. Sheriff, the murderer is Lefton. The evidence is the tie, right?
Correct, Detective Sampo. I never thought you'd be able to deduce the truth.
Sheriff, the murderer is right. The evidence is the stool, right?
Yes! For the laughter, how did I fail to realize this formidable intellect of yours?
Then, right from the start, there was no murderer. The evidence is the ring. Whatever, I'm just spitballing here.
Goodness me! Deputy Sheriff, is he really a genius? How could such an unfathomable mystery be solved so easily by him?
Look, Miss Sparkle has given us a puzzle where every single answer is correct.
Why take it so seriously? Miss Sparkle is a masked fool, not a masked genius. If it's a challenging puzzle you want, please go out there and turn right until you get to the Intelligentsia Guild. We're only responsible for providing an entertaining detective experience. Anyway, since our genius detective Black Swan has cracked the case, I will now share Miss Sparkle's next puzzle
God
with you.
fucking damn it.
So that's it? This is just going to go on and on forever? We can't do that.
Then I wish you both the best. Oh yes, if you're not in a hurry, I can tell you the answers for some of the outcomes you never chose.
Okay, what are the other outcomes?
Detective Black Swan, would you like to hear?
Yeah, sure.
Well, I wouldn't miss it for the world, seeing as you put so much work into everything.
Lefton is a wealthy merchant who has been competing with Miss Sparkle for decades.
This tie is a piece of evidence.
That's right. This tie belongs to Lefton, and it just so happened Lefton snuck into the changing room. What a tragedy!
Didn't I already hear all of them?
I'd rather not play around.
Yeah, I was saying, we already heard all of them. We'll just skip through them, actually.
Why, I wouldn't...
Actually,
I'd rather
no.
not.
There's not fucking... There's no reason to it, just
Just
realized
as
that.
you said, solving puzzles is all just a cover for something else. That girl is toying with us.
Oh shit.
What should we do now?
Come.
Just keep getting led around by her?
Yep.
Truly, Miss Sparkle is a fascinating person. She seems chaotic inside, but easy enough to understand. Like a performer on the stage or a child hungering for attention. This game will be over soon. This time, we're going to catch her.
Yup.
Miss Black Swan, Mr. Sampo, you're finally here. I am the famed detective of Penacony, and next to me here is my assistant detective.
A murder in a locked room has left us all stumped.
As expected, another change in setting.
Yesterday, my assistant and I were visiting the famed artist Miss Sparkle, and we stayed the night.
Locked room.
This morning, Miss Sparkle didn't come out of her bedroom. The butler, Jean-Chan, said that the door was locked from inside, so we ought not to have disturbed her. But Miss Sparkle had never slept in so late. And no matter how hard he knocked, there was no answer from inside.
As soon as I heard, I knew something must have happened. So I acted decisively and broke the door down to get inside.
The room was covered in spattered blood. Miss Sparkle's body was lying right in the middle, her face white as snow. One look told me she'd been dead for some time.
For some time.
Quickly, I grabbed the artist's canvas to staunch Miss Sparkle's blood, but alas, poor Miss Sparkle. She's left us now forever.
Thank God.
Besides us and Zhongshan the butler, Lefton the cook and Wright the driver were also at the scene of the crime. What would you like to do?
Presumably, Miss Sparkle is now carefully arranging the next crime scene, right? Why don't you skip all this rigmarole and just have a heart-to-heart conversation with me? It might tickle a little.
Hmm?
Wait up! Wait up!
Honest kid. I know where you are, Miss Sparkle.
No cheating!
Mr. Assistant Detective. You seem to be getting anxious.
No, it's... This locked room murder case is pretty fun. I want to guess who it was.
Sure.
Let's go. Can't keep a girl waiting, can we?
Hey, Miss Black Swan, wait up! Wait up! Miss Sparkle has one final message to announce.
No, I'm good.
Ding-a-ling!
Oh, a cutscene?
Now comes the most exciting and romantic moment in any drama. The audience challenge. Everyone knows that the mighty masked fool Sparkle can change her appearance to look like others. And in this drama, the villain Sparkle has disguised herself as another character. So then, I put to you, which character is it?
Sampo.
Also, if you're interested in the locked room case that the memo keeper ignored, you can try out your powers of deduction. I put lots into coming up with the puzzle, so don't let it go to waste. Thus, the masked genius Miss Sparkle has thrown down the gauntlet. All the clues are in motion. Happy hunting!
Hurry to Sparkle's hiding spot. Alright.
Miss, why didn't you just do this earlier?
Such a crude approach violates my aesthetics of memory. But as a means to an end, I need to put this aside for a more indifferent process.
There's
Trash
no
can.
weird, sweet dreams troop. Nor is there evidence strewn all over the place. We finally caught up with her. But what's that thing? A Bella Boggian trash can? In Penacony?
Hey, dear Memo Keeper and Mr. Coldfeet. You made it. I didn't expect you to skip the final puzzle. That's on me. All right. Miss Sparkle cares not for the faults of ants like me. Come then, this is the final question.
Okay.
Listen up. What creature has 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs at night?
No murder case this time around?
Sometimes it's nice to take things easy. Come on, dear, give me your answer.
I actually
now.
used to know that riddle. I don't know why I can't fucking think about it. 4 legs in the morning. Why can't I not remember this? A trash can, I guess. I don't know.
Seeing as you're right here in front of me like this, then I guess the answer is a trash can, right?
Womp womp. Wrong answer. That's funky, but a wild guess. The correct answer is Sparkle. When sleepy in the morning, she can't get out of bed. She runs about all afternoon in a fluster, so is exhausted by evening, but has to still raise a hand to hold a toothbrush. Poor Sparkle. So naturally, she's got 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs at night.
What the heck was that jibber jabber?
I don't know.
What a cute answer.
Thanks for the compliment, my dear. But you can't try to fool me, seeing as you've just tried to cheat.
What do you mean?
Wrong answer.
Okay, true, I guess so.
Accept your punishment.
Attribution will find you. Ill fate descends.
Test. Fail. Joining the battle. Detonate.
Naughty child.
Until everything burns to ashes!
Nap time.
Firefly Type 4, fight to live!
Ouch.
This is more than a battle. Set the seas ablaze!
Holy smokes!
Jill, dude, that trash can
He
was
just came out swinging
fucked up
from
by
nowhere.
characters.
Huh? No voices? This guy's pretty quiet. Miss, let's hurry up. Flip open the lid and find the girl.
Wait. Don't move.
Okay.
Something's off.
Miss, you killed Sparkle.
Fuck yeah.
How is this possible? How can people die inside Penacony's dreamscape? In the Garden of Recollection. What did you do?
Oops.
You did this, didn't you? Killing people in their dreams. Only the Remembrance has the powers to do that. You planned it out all from the start because she teased you and was pranking you. You wanted to kill her. Oh, I understand. You refused to let me go because you wanted to drag me into all of this. If I don't agree, I'll end up just like she did.
There is no death inside Penacony's dreamscape. That's the promise of the family and the blessing of the harmony. Not even a memo keeper can break this barrier. There's no need to take such great pains. If you just want confirmation, I've already told you the answer, Miss Sparkle.
True.
Miss Sparkle? Who are you talking to?
You. Sparkle has disguised herself as another character. Wouldn't that be you, Mr. Sampo?
This? Don't jump to conclusions! If you want to accuse me of being Sparkle, you have to provide the evidence. Oh, I'm afraid evidence is a little too hard to come by. So, deduction will do.
Okay.
The hint for the final question was a little too obvious.
Oh, you mean the locked room murder? I thought you weren't doing that one.
All the painstaking effort that Miss Sparkle put into it. How could I ever miss it? The key to solving the puzzle lay in two pieces of information put forward by the detectives. First, the large splatter of blood at the crime scene. Second, the victim had been dead for some time. Based on my shallow understanding, I can only draw two conclusions. One is that the murderer did not need to create a locked room case, because a locked room always needs a reason to exist.
True.
But, based on the detective's description, this locked room did not delay the discovery of the body. There was no third party at the crime scene to frame, and the blood everywhere didn't look like a faked suicide. That being so,
is she Kurt
the
Cobain
murderer
herself?
seems to have no reason for creating a locked room. There is also reason to speculate that if the crime scene was a locked room, then its creator might not necessarily be the murderer. As for my second conclusion, it's even more obvious still. When everyone broke into the scene of the crime, why did the assistant rush off to staunch the blood? A trained professional was somehow happily destroying a crime scene just to save someone who's obviously been dead a while. The answer is simple. It's because the assistant detective is the murderer.
Yup.
At the time, I was in such a hurry that I didn't hear the whole mystery. I tentatively speculated that the murderer had killed the victim the night before, but hadn't locked the door from the inside. And so, when he learned this piece of information, he realized that the victim had created their own locked room mystery. That's why he had to rush to the crime scene as soon as possible, to confirm whether or not the victim left any evidence implicating him. And, judging by his behavior, it probably had something to do with that canvas. Like some final words. Of course, this is just a simple mind game. The answer to the puzzle isn't important. Miss Sparkle just wanted to pass on one hint to me. That the murderer is the assistant detective. Which means it's you, Mr. Sampo. I've been using this term of address, but it was you who first came up with it.
Has anyone ever told you that you're more like a detective than a memo keeper?
Yup.
In my opinion, there is no difference between the two. Follow ripples along the surface of the water. Use some abilities and tricks to keep diving deeper, and touch that secret deep inside people's hearts. Salvage it, and protect them carefully. The truth does not lie. Neither do memories.
Exquisite reasoning, and very close to the truth. But I have another answer. Would you like to hear it?
Yeah, sure, let's hear it.
The great artiste Sparkle locked herself away in her bedroom, using red paint to create the semblance of spattered blood everywhere.
If it was red
And
paint,
that
you'd be able to
assistant
smell it
detective who was
immediately.
First on the scene, who confirmed her death was not the murderer, but rather an accomplice who assisted her in faking her own death.
What a pity, such a pity. My dear, you were so close to the right answer. Unfortunately, the right answer is... Miss Sparkle's body.
This is so stupid.
Sparkle was disguised as Sparkle's body. Ding-a-ling! I won!
Does Miss Sparkle's body even count as a real character?
Why not? Miss Sparkle's body appeared in all 3 of those skits just then.
It's a little bit forced, but it's fine. So, who is this Mr. Sampo then?
Yeah, who is it?
Beautiful lady. I already confessed everything to you earlier on. I really didn't know a thing. I just helped a friend send a letter. That's all.
So I've been running a fool's errand this whole time.
My dear, why so serious? Haven't you been having a great time? I have, at least.
You small shit,
You take
dude.
memories, and I get joy. We get what we need from each other, seeing as we're such kindred spirits, but also such loners. Why don't you come and work with me? Ooh, we can dance ballet together.
Oh? Am I understanding this correctly? A masked fool inviting me to work together?
A show of unprecedented splendor is about to be staged in Penacony. If you're too late to take the stage, you can work behind the scenes. If you want to appreciate this drama, you have to stand up under that spotlight as you take the stage and watch the dancing envelop you. Come with me. This is the best seat in the house.
I don't really understand why you're so fixated on destroying family barriers. But, as I said before, a memo keeper can't help you. It's frankly above my pay grade. Also, I don't consider you a loner. Oh, I don't mean him, but rather behind you. The one who hired you to come to Penacony probably doesn't want you secretly linking up with other forces, right?
How did you know?
Memory is like the deep blue sea. But if you try to catch 2 fish with 1 cast, you might not be satisfied with your catch.
So, you mean you're refusing?
Yup.
Memo Keeper, did you think you could just leave?
Yes.
Why not?
My dear, I don't want to scare you. You'll know the answer sooner or later. We're just getting to know each other a little today. If you ever change your mind, come find me at the tavern. That is, if you can find me.
I hate this
Let's go,
bitch.
Sampo? Sampo. Who is... Sampo?
This is Bellabog, right?
I said, why not? Don't worry. Such a crude approach violates my statics of memory. So once you leave my sight, you'll be able to remember everything again. And also, I'm sorry, my dear. My dream dance partner? I've already got sights on someone else.
Is it me? Is it the main character, dog?
A special dream this has been. And did you notice its nested structure? Being part of a play inside the dreamscape is as weird and captivating as being in a dream within a dream.
Yeah.
That's the end of Miss Black Swan's dream bubble. Are you satisfied with your experience?
It's fascinating.
I also found this dream suitably fascinating. You've gained joy from it, and Miss Black Swan surely also feels gratified. Yes, if we meet again, I will pass your esteemed praise on to her. I noticed that the people in your dream were familiar to you. It's worth repeating that dreams are just dreams. And in Penacony, dreams can be processed, or even tampered with. Things in our dreams cannot be trusted, let alone in someone else's dreamscape. If there's any information that you'd like to confirm, please do so by the cold, hard light of reality. Sweet dreams.
Bye, Edward.
Really? I wouldn't do anything to her.
Don't worry about that, Memo Keeper. Let's talk about my thing. I've helped you out with everything you've asked, as agreed. Shouldn't you give my mask back to me now?
Since when did the masked fools suddenly start respecting agreements? Just kidding. I loved seeing that look on your face. Take this key to the tavern cellar, third barrel on the left. You never saw me. But Sampo, after all this time, what made you suddenly want to take back your mask? This doesn't seem like the Sampo I know. Let me guess. A catastrophe is coming to Urello 6. Am I right?
Well, no comment about that. But I love that line you said. If you're too late to take the stage, you can work behind the
Wait,
scenes.
so
That really makes
is
sense.
this before the Billabong thing?
Sometimes even an old-timer like me feels like taking the stage and making a fool out of myself.
If you're all out of options, please get in touch with me. I'm the kind of person who values friendship highly.
Forget it. You'll be doing me a favor if you stay away from Bellabog. After all, the elation that Miss Sparkle seeks isn't something old Sempo can stand by. Go tell Giovanni I said hi.
Fine, I'm just spitballing here. Don't take it so seriously. Why so serious?
You can't tell me they're not trying to do a fucking Joker thing with her. New message. I imagine you've always seen that dream bubble. Relax, I just wanted to know if anyone has come looking for you yet. How'd you get my number? Indeed, the amount of people you know. I'll make this simple. That fool named Sparkle is currently searching all over the place for that dream bubble. I do not know all of her intentions, but allowing it to slip into her hands will only make the situation more confusing. Can you do me a favor and go reclaim that dream bubble? Of course. Anything for you, mommy. The attitude is reassuring. I will go with you. But I don't remember where that dream bubble was left. Can you remind me? How could a Memro Keeper? I'm curious. How could a Memro Keeper forget a memory? You really Black Swan? At all. Thanks are all back and forth. See how much fun I have at Memorable People. You should learn from her, young nameless. This is just the beginning. I'll be back. Right on, bitch. Damn. That was an interesting little story. A little pale though, I'll say that. Didn't really keep my attention that much. Oh, actual Black Swan. Getting deja vu here. You may also know the interesting, you may also know the interesting young fool Sparker. She's recently gotten disguised herself as other people. Patrick Susie, she tried this already with you. Wait, then you might be. If that's the case, you could be Sparkle in disguise too. I see you're on high alert. What would I have to do to prove... What would I have to do to prove, that I am me? A unique action or a unique expression? What should I do? I gotta look up something super fast. Oops. Alright. Unique action or unique expression? Unique expression. I'm leaning more towards that. Hello, Miss Foy. Okay. You gonna send fucking walls of text. Her habits, I like whether you have full stops or not to message. Without little full Excel's operation absorption, there's only a chance of person everything. I think that's the only thing. Then you go on. I need more. I cannot be the one doing all the talking. By your logic, you should have asked to prove that you're not Sparkle. Oh. Joking. Remember, people, I actually know the person on the other side of my screen. Miss Sparkle pranks without benefit. She was unable to make a exam as well as things. Alright, so she hasn't changed any major damage. I'll put my mind at ease. Talk to you soon. Okay. Achievements. Alright, well, how much time? I got 20-ish minutes. You know, we can do some of the main quests. Let's do that. Now we're all done with the side quests, I believe. As far as I know. Main quest there, or a quest there. Let's go talk to that one bitch. Hey, man.
Ah, friend. My expression wasn't much better than yours when I first saw this. Your eyes aren't deceiving you. It's her. The famous singer, Robin.
How's this possible?
Well, first of all, can I just say that this had nothing to do with me? I'm just an unlucky bystander here. The family can testify for me. If you don't believe me, just ask anyone in the Bloodhound family. They hate me and they hate the IPC, so they'd never lie. This is not where the crime happened. What I showed you was a memory. The most basic light cone manifesting tech. Authorized by the Garden of Recollection and owned by the IPC. Did you really think the Galaxy Ranger was an outsider this whole time? Penacony has made a solemn commitment to protect the safety of anyone inside a family dream. Any person in distress will be forcibly awakened and safely returned to reality. What gives them the confidence to make such conclusive statements? Because behind this promise is the harmony. The family's Dreamweavers link up their minds together to construct an unbreakable defensive line. Breaking through this line of defense to create death in the dreamscape. Not even a memo keeper could do that without the family's permission. Who could have done it, friend? The only one is her. The girl who calls herself a Galaxy Ranger. An imposter. An unsought guest. An emanator who hides her true identity.
Could you be... how do you know it's her, though?
Ifrit's death was a foregone conclusion. And Robin? Her misfortune was staring right at her. Who will be the next to die?
It's just one side of the story.
It's fine. Listen to your gut. Building trust always takes time, and I'm willing to wait. I just hope you realize that wherever that legacy is concerned, covert plans are already underway throughout Penacony. Everyone's got their own agenda. Careful you don't get stuck on the wrong side. If I were you, I'd keep my distance from Acheron. After all, any schemes out in the open are always going to be better than a monster in the shadows, right?
Not wrong.
Who's to say there isn't an even deeper conspiracy lurking beneath the surface?
Mommy! Oh!
Memo Keeper, I think our little deal is finished.
Aventurine is telling the truth. This memory is a real one, and there's no sign of any distortion grafting on.
The IPC is not the Garden, and there are real limits to what they can actually do, but you know all this. Friend, let's not beat around the bush here. The thing is, I want to reach out personally to team up with the Astral Express.
Ask Himiko.
I told you I'm just not interested in scrambling for the legacy. I just came to Penacony for work. I'm here to retrieve some lost property for the IPC, if you catch my drift. I'm talking ownership of this frontier prison. This has all become a bad debt thanks to the cancer of all worlds. The IPC has tried sitting down for negotiations time and again, but the family wouldn't even take our calls. You have no idea how difficult these people are to deal with. Put it this way. They've hushed up the existence of death before, so they can definitely cover up any news about Robin's death. It'll just quietly float off like a bubble and pop. Nobody ever being the wiser.
I still don't believe Robin's actually dead, though, right?
That's not fair, right? So then, friend, I need your help.
So she's been dead this entire time, like legitimately dead. At least that's as far as we know so far. What kind of help?
I have but only one goal. The family's front door is like a high wall, and to tear the whole thing down, I'll have to dig out a few chunks first. Once I find a weak point, the IPC will have plenty of means. Now we have our chance. So long as we can get to the truth behind her death, we can have justice for Robin.
Justice for
Also
Robin.
gaining a valuable bargaining chip for bringing the family to the
Sorry,
table.
that made me laugh because if you watch The Boys, that's why it made me laugh.
Truly a once-in-a-blue-moon opportunity. I've been investigating and making lots of friends all over Penacony precisely for this very moment.
Why do you want to know about her death so much?
This tragic news would be extremely bad for the family, so they'll be doing everything they can to stop it leaking, especially to the IPC. But I trust that there are still a few factions that remain exceptions, and that's why I need you all. The reputation of the Astral Express precedes you.
True.
And the Harmony will give you the fairest of appraisals. You get to find out really what happened and seek justice. And I get to put it toward completing my mission for the IPC. It's what you call a win-win situation.
You want to take advantage of the family's trust first, or would associate with the IPC. Something like this is way above my pay grade.
Don't worry, just head back and talk things over with your companions. That navigator is really smart. She must understand the value of this deal. Look, here's my contact details. If you come to any conclusions, call me.
All right.
Oh, and take this. A thorough investigation can always use a little more funding. Don't mention it.
You just give me money.
So long, friend. I really am looking forward to uncovering the truth about death with everyone.
Aventurine just sauntered off. He really doesn't mean to force it, but something still seems off.
What now? What are your plans?
Black Swan. What is she thinking?
Dude, she's probably thinking how she can get my pants. She wants some of that sloppy toppy, dog. That's what she's thinking. She's got the fuck me eyes right now. 50,000 money units. Oh, the bird there.
On the surface, this doesn't look like a bad deal for you. But Aventurine is a shrewd merchant whose scheme won't just be as simple as it appears to be. He doesn't know about Miss Firefly yet. But, judging by your reaction, he may have noticed something going on, and deliberately shifted topics to the truth of death, to try and pull you in line with his way of thinking.
I don't know. I still don't believe you can't die in the dream
logic.
period.
Aventurine is no fool, and working with him definitely has its dangers.
For Firefly's sake.
That is something I agree on. Anyway, be careful out there. There's more than one way to blaze a trail. In a dark forest beset by wolves, ensuring your own escape to safety should be your primary concern. As for the other questions...
Did death kill Robin?
I'm not sure the two cases were committed by the same culprit, but that massive wound looked like its winged blade. We've all witnessed it in action before. Plus, it seems unlikely that there would be two lethal entities loose in the dreamscape.
Do you think this is connected to Artron?
Sorry, I can't answer that question. That ranger is shrouded in mystery. I'm afraid no one is capable of providing an answer. But without a doubt, she is the most special guest at this banquet. It's like Aventurine said just then. It's best to keep your distance from her.
Have you noticed anything unusual?
2 victims appearing one after the other in a very short time span, in and of itself, that's very unusual. 2 possibilities. The collapse of Penacony's dreamscape has started speeding up, making death extremely agitated and weakening the family's protections. Or everything has been planned out and executed by someone. If someone has chosen these victims deliberately, first a stowaway, then a family celebrity, then this murderer's motives are worth thoroughly chewing over.
When did Robin die?
It's all happened so quickly, I can only make conjecture. After leaving here, go have a chat with your companions. I hope you can clarify the source of this confusion. Come, this way. It's a short walk. Don't get lost.
I'm not coming that way yet, dog. Hang on. There was a bird in the other room. Inks out bird. Bye. Alright. Now I can go back to her. A lag. Ooh, book. Grabs book. A half-faded cell phone lies on the floor, capturing an unsent message with a snapshot of 2 people wearing smiles. The cell phone has been completely dissipated into a dream bubble. Huh. Do I have that picture in my inventory? Checked inventory? I don't, but I feel like that picture is going to become important later in the story, or like a little side thing for it. I have a gut feeling, because I could have easily glossed over that. I'm kind of glad I didn't. That's interesting. Is there anything else hidden around here? Guess
This
not.
way. This is where we part ways. All of this is like a nightmare. Unfortunately, the remembrance doesn't lie. What we just saw is the reality that happened, and it won't fade from our minds just because we wake up. But follow your heart and don't be afraid. We all walk through this world casting shadows of different lengths, and ultimately, all we leave behind are precious memories. Hold on just a sec.
Black Swan gently touches the root of your ear, leaving a cool sensation.
There you go. A small parting gift. If one day you unfortunately fall into the deep waters of the memory zone, and there's no memo keeper to join you, hopefully it can guide you on my behalf. I also pay great attention to the ways of the world.
Fuck.
Just
What do they call
think of
that?
this as an apology from me for
Foreshadowing.
hiding something from you.
Thank you.
Then, I've something private to take care of regarding that Galaxy Ranger. Let's leave things there, shall we? What fascinating memories will you bring for me next time we meet? I sincerely look forward to them.
Use the dream. Okay, you're still in the hotel in the dreamscape? We were in trouble. We got separated in the memory zone, but Patrick Swayze is with the Memo Keeper. Feel antsy. Help. March, stay calm. Do I need to go up to Express and help? Not at the moment. Sure, so let me know if you need me. The Rural Hotel is the real world. In the real world, is very calm. Not much is happening. Where are you guys? The lady didn't do anything bad, did she? I'm sorry for what happened to Firefly. The scene has been corroded, cornered off by the family. We're wrapping up the negotiations with the family's delegates. Let's meet somewhere near the Clocky statue later.
A family rep. Is Himiko okay?
Cool. That's a good stopping point for today. Exactly at 11. Sick. Well, now we're free to do whatever we want. That is a pretty good. That was a lot better stopping point than stopping at talking to Atroya to see if we want to work with us or not. We are gonna end this stream for today. Tomorrow. Oh. Goodbye. Tomorrow we'll continue, obviously. I don't know if we will do the main story or not. Already a trash can. You're the king of trash cans. You look majestic and formidable. He's just it's up, king. Take these jades. All right. I'm managing here. If you'd like me to follow button, back tomorrow. Bye.